Jolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and welcome to another episode of our little A to Z Officers series. But before I talk about James T. Kirk, one of the many Kirks here in this game, I just want to say, if you are not a subscriber of my channel yet, but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. And when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you will be notified when another video comes out. Here we have another epic James T. Kirk. In this case, it's the Kelvin timeline Kirk. I mean, he looks a bit like Chris Pine, doesn't he? And he is from the class Command, of course. That means you need command badges to upgrade him. He's from the Enterprise crew. And there you always have to be careful. Enterprise E crew, Enterprise crew, and so on. He's from the Faction Federation, which means you need faction credits from the Federation to upgrade him. But the Enterprise crew means he can get synergy from others from that crew and give synergy to another captain from that crew. And if you don't know about this Kirk and haven't seen the Star Trek movie that threw the timelines around a bit in 2009, then you have a text about him here in the info box, because he's a different Kirk with a different history than the one you know from the original series. Of course, as James T. Kirk, he does have a captain maneuver, and that's called leader. As long as the ship is morale, Kirk gives all officers on the ship a bonus of 40% to all their stats. And that is a really nice thing, because you will most probably have Kirk very early and other members of his crew as well, and have a very good crew aboard your ship very early with the Enterprise crew. And there this really helps, because it needs morale as a prerequisite, but if we look at the officer ability, which is called inspirational, there he does it himself. At the beginning of each round, Kirk has a 75% chance of inspiring morale to the ship for 2 rounds. So he needs morale, but he already brings it himself. And so his ability will most probably work. And this Kirk crew is a really good crew for explorers, because with this James T. Kirk as captain, and Spock and Bones from the same crew on the bridge of the ship of an explorer, then you have a really nice crew for the early stages of the game, because it's very probable, but we come to that in a second, that you have this crew quite early, because it's very easy to get this James T. Kirk usually. And so they are really working. They are also a great Enterprise crew. You just don't need Spock them, because his ability is already built into the Enterprise, so you won't need him. You can use Sulu or Uhura, whatever, then with Bones and Kirk. But for any explorer, the crew with Kirk is a good crew at the time when you get them, because you will need time and levels to finally have like the Enterprise E crew, which I'm using nowadays most of the time and stuff like that, because they are indeed harder to get. And until then, the Enterprise crew with Kirk, if you are working with an explorer, is a really good choice. But of course, as an epic officer, Kirk also has 3 possible away team traits that you can unlock. Those are Captain, Charismatic, and Impulsive. And you see that I'm unlocking them because, as you also can see on the bottom left of the screen, he is on an away team mission at the moment. He's not one of the officers I urgently need on one of my ships anymore. So I'm sending him out on away team missions, because the captain one is a needed one, the charismatic one is a needed one, and that's why I will also unlock the impulsive that is also needed on the away teams that I'm doing. So I will send Kirk out a lot to away team assignments and not on my ships, but on the earlier stages of the game. The Kirk crew, as I said, is really a good asset. And the earlier stages are the point when I show you where you all can recruit him. It starts with the Ultra Recruit. There is this Kirk in there as well. he is in the premium recruit section already, which is even easier to get than the ultra recruit ones, but both are kind of standard recruit ways and not as complicated as many others. Then he's also in the Federation recruit. I'm not buying those tokens with faction credits because I usually use them for blueprints, but if you want to do, you can do it, and then you can get Kirk even faster. And sometimes you get those from missions as well, where you can exchange the 495 I've got are from missions. And then he also is in the other one, the Elite Federation recruit. Once again, you can buy them for faction credits, which I don't do, but it's a possibility to get this officer as well. And so there are a lot of ways, and that's not even the last one, because after you got the max shards for your first rare officer and then get transporter patterns, even here in the transporter pattern section, we will find this James T. Kirk as well. So you have at least 5 ways of getting him, and especially the ultra recruit and the premium recruit usually make it possible for people to have this James T. Kirk very, very early in the game, and then his crew really makes sense. But of course, as usual, if you want to tell us your experience with Kirk, what you think about this officer, how you are using him, then please write it in the comments, especially for those who just started the games. They are definitely grateful for every help they can get with their gameplay. And if you have questions in general or video requests, you know that I regularly read the comments. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.